Oh, what's up, guys? How is life going in the big DGG? I'm an American auditor and not seeing any Rip Charlie Kirk on chat. Might have to report you all. Careful in kick chat. Quit gaming? No, I am a gamer. It's where I come from. What do you think all my N-words originated from? Random question, not about politics, but have you ever smoked a cigarette? Like a full one from start to finish? No. I've had a few puffs, though. Trump orders troops to Portland, Oregon in latest deployment to U.S. cities. President Donald Trump said Saturday will send troops to Portland, Oregon, or authorizing full force if necessary to handle domestic terrorists as he expands his controversial deployments to more American cities. At what point do we oh, sorry. I'm kind of shackled. I'm going to be honest. I can't really talk about this much on YouTube. I can't. There are things that need to be said about this that I will get banned for saying. This is kind of unhinged. States, militias, and all that, you know? He made the announcement on social media, writing that he was directing the Department of Defense, I thought he called it his Department of War, to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland. Holy shit, what happened? Did I miss something? War-ravaged? Trump said the decision wait. Some kid I was debating recently brought up The View as evidence that left-wing media is pushing violence. The View? Bruh. Trump said the decision was necessary to protect U.S. immigration and customs enforcement facilities, which he described as under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. Man, we're really pushing this Antifa angle, huh? The White House did not immediately respond to a request for details on Trump's announcement, such as a timeline for the deployment or what troops would be involved. At a Friday night news conference, Democratic U.S. Senator Jeff Merkley warned the public that Trump would try to create chaos. Don't take the bait, he said. A deployment to Memphis, Tennessee is expected soon and will include only about 150 troops. Oh boy. Hey dude, if I wanted to make art for you, where should I send it? Post it in the subreddit. What do you think are non-controversial things that Dems could try to push for in the government shutdown? I heard they want to make it about Medicaid somewhat, but Trump is dodging the meetings. I don't know what Jeffries and the other guy, Schumer, are actually pushing for. I've heard that Trump should have to divest from the crypto shit.
A lot of questions.
I feel like these are decent asks. I don't know. Majority Report got mad over the Supermicro statement from Kamala when Mamdani couldn't even endorse her for the 2024 presidential race. His party even pulled his endorsement of AOC that same year. Oh, I already know exactly what this is over. I know. Oh, wait, you...
And agitation about the prospect that he's going to win.
Linked my own video. But yeah, the socialist people will always get... Remember, socialists play the exact same game that the conservatives play, which is they show you zero respect, they will not follow any rules, and they are dedicated to your destruction. But as soon as their stuff is brought up, they will step into your circle and they'll throw your own rule book back at you. By the way, I do go through your account. If I ever see somebody on the subreddit, I 100% fully support Mamdani. Okay? Because I do, because he's a Democratic candidate and he seems like an okay guy. But when I see these fucking losers on the sub go, what happened to vote blue no matter who? I almost always permaban you because it's always a socialist who never, ever, ever would have supported the Democratic candidate. So if you see somebody doing that, what about vote blue no matter who? Report them and I'll see the comment. I will personally permaban that motherfucker. Okay? Because socialists will never support your candidates, but then they'll be like, oh, I thought we were supposed to support everyone. Yeah, but you wouldn't, motherfucker. It's so crazy that Donald Trump can deploy the fucking feds or to the National Guard to every place but the Capitol on J6, huh? The fuck? Why is this grouped? I don't even know. Okay.
Trump's bombed at least 3 foreign coke boats that wanted to poison our people. Now, sources tell NBC the military is drawing up options to strike narco terrorists inside of Venezuela. So if you're an enemy of America, this is your last warning. Don't be like Iran. Cut it out or brace for impact. Senator Josh Hawley is here. Senator,
I'm almost positive that these are considered war crimes. You can't just kill foreign nationals in international waters with no declared war. You can't do that. These are just war crimes. But I guess we just don't care about anything anymore in this fucking country. You can't do that. You can't just kill. You can't just kill citizens of other nations for just kill. You can't just do that. You're not supposed to do that. You can't do that. I don't know what else to say. You're just not allowed to do that. Back in the Cold War, we at least denied it because we knew it was illegal. We knew that it was against international law to do stuff like that. So we would deny. But Trump is just like bragging about it.
Senator, some of these things they're screaming at ICE agents, it just makes you sick.
Yeah, what about that quote, we're going to win, I know we're going to win? What does that even mean now, Jesse? Does that mean when all the ICE agents are dead?
That's what counts as violence on the Trump side. You got to fight like hell. You're not going to have a country anymore. Bro, that's just a figure of speech, okay? And the fact that every single person marched to the Capitol and insurrected afterwards is a coincidence. It just happens, right? Meanwhile, on the Democratic side, we're going to win. You know who else thought they won? The Nazis when they killed the Jews, okay? What?
Sick.
Yeah, what about that quote, we're going to win, I know we're going to win? What does that even mean now, Jesse? Does that mean when all the ICE agents are dead? Because that seems to be the prevailing attitude on the left. I just look at what these leftists, all the media figures you just said, I think back to what Biden said during his term.
He's so buck broken, and I mean it that way. Wait. What's for white people being broken by? He wanted to say Obama. You can tell the secret meetings. They've been talking about Obama so much. Their mind is so BBC down by him. They've been talking about it so much. Hillary Clinton.
To all the media figures you just said, I think back to what Biden said during his term. To all the media figures you just said, I think back to what Biden said during his term when he called Trump a fascist. I mean, listen, if
the one time, how many times did Biden even call Trump a fascist? What about when Trump calls people fascists?
If Erica Kirk can forgive her husband's killer, surely we can agree to, live and let live and extend a gracious hand to people we disagree with. But all these leftists are saying, no, actually, ICE basically has brought this on themselves. And if you disagree with somebody, go shoot them. This is nuts. We need to turn the page on this. This poison that so many on the left have introduced into our political culture has got to end. We've got to end it now and get back to the common decency that Charlie Kirk lived with and that Erica lives by.
I'm sorry, but this is your go-to footage right here. This dude.
Get back to the common decency.
This guy.
Culture has got to end. We've got to end it now and get back.
This is a guy who looks like he goes into work 2 hours early on Friday so that he can hit the sales section of his local comic shop after he gets off work early. These are your Antifa terrorists. Give me a break. Come on.
Common decency that Charlie.
The guy's coughing through his own fucking gas mask as he's running.
And get back to the common decency that Charlie Kirk lived with and that Erica lives by. And you can see it in the best of our people.
Why are you invoking Charlie? Damn, we're really getting all the mileage we can out of this dude's corpse.
People, let's get back to that. This is insanity. And the left they're out of control on this stuff.
Do you ever walk around Congress and see these senators?
Destiny, genuine question. You say that you support Mamdani, but you were literally clowning on his name when he won. In the same way you were upset with conservatives mispronouncing. I just legitimately didn't know his name. I didn't Mandani or Mamdani or whatever. I just didn't know it, but I learned it. I don't think I've messed it up. I don't think I was ever clowning on his name. I just didn't know his name. I also fuck up. I don't know how often chat realizes this, but I always like slur the M and N in Amy Coney Barrett, because I never remember if it's Amy Coney Barrett or Amy Comey Barrett. I think it's Coney Barrett, Amy Coney Barrett. But sometimes I'll say like, oh, like Amy Coney Barrett.
Senators that say these disgusting things about our federal officials and just want to kind of grab them by the
Our federal officials. Our federal officials. Oh, so much respect for the feds now. So much love for the feds now. So much cherishing of the federal government. Oh, our federal officials with such majesty, with such respect and reverence.
say these disgusting things about our federal officials and just want to kind of grab them by the tie and pull them in and say, listen, can you knock it off? Do it for me, do it for them, do it for the country. Can you do that for me, actually, Senator? Can you
What is this? What is this?
off? Do it for me, do it for them, do it for the country. Can you do that for me, actually, Senator? Could you stage a little intervention with some of your colleagues, please?
I'll do my best. Here's the thing, Jesse. I don't know if they really believe it. I think they just say it because that's what gets clicks. That's what gets views on that side. And right now, everybody's got a responsibility to say, that's enough of this. I mean, really, that is enough. I mean, look at the example of Charlie Kirk. Here's a guy who went to campus. He would debate anybody and do it cheerfully. That's what we do as Americans. That's who we are. That's what our First Amendment is. That's what we believe in. That's the best of our traditions. And now for these folks to go out and say, you know, well, ICE, why are they wearing masks? They're jackbooted thugs. They're fascists. They're crazy. They're Nazis. That's insane rhetoric that is causing deranged people to do deranged stuff. It needs to end.
So we're looking at this NBC News report that the administration's considering strikes inside Venezuela proper. Do you support that?
Hey, listen, I would just...
This NBC News report that the administration's considering strikes inside Venezuela proper. Do you support?
Like supporting worker strikes? Wait, what? What? I've noticed you always say Noam Christie as well. Is that not right? Noam Christie?
People to do deranged stuff. It needs to end.
So we're looking at this NBC News report that the administration...
Or is it Christie Noam? Oh, that makes more sense. Because Christie's a more... Why do I always say Noam Christie? Why don't you guys correct me on this?
Administration's considering strikes inside Venezuela proper. Do you support that?
Hey, listen, I would just say this. The president has the authority as the commander-in-chief to protect the United States. He's got the authority to protect us from foreign terrorist organizations, which is what these previous boats that have been hit, carrying people who are part of foreign terrorist organizations. I just think he has the right.
Like... It's so... I'm tired. I'm tired, boss. I'm not actually tired because I'm about to kill the first Axon tonight. Okay? I'm hype. And then Final Fantasy Tactics comes out in 3 days. Why the fuck are we... Okay. Like, this is just like a joke, right? Like, we have this terrorist designation, and now we can just designate every single person that we don't like as a terrorist. So Venezuela are terrorists, and Antifa, whatever the fuck that means, are terrorists, or...
right to protect us from an invasion by any means. And based on what I know, based on what you're reporting, based on what he's done in the past, I think he's got every right to do this, to keep us safe, to prevent pirating, to prevent...
Donald Trump has the right to bomb Venezuela with no congressional authority? What?
prevent the entry of illegal drugs and narcotics into this country. And I would just say to all those folks who are out there doing this stuff, if you don't want to get blown up, then knock it off. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop bringing this stuff into our country. Stop endangering us.
All right, Senator. Thanks so much for joining Jesse Waters Primetime. Always a pleasure.
I'm pretty sure like 95% of narcotics enter the country through just like legal ports of entry, like packed in people's cars and shit. I seriously doubt that like a significant portion is making it on these small fucking boats.
Warning.
Actually, I'm curious because I don't know fuck all about boats. What is the range on a boat like this? Could a small thing like this make it from like across the Gulf? Like, what's the range on a boat like this? I have no idea. Maybe they can go 1,000+ miles or thousands of miles, or maybe. I mean, you could store gas on there. Okay.
Don't be like Iran. Cut it out or brace for impact. Senator Josh Hawley is here.
Up, then knock it off. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop bringing this stuff into our narcotics into this.
Also, hold on. I know I've said this before. Did you guys give me this one or not? This guy is absolutely without the glasses, right? The Justin Hammer guy from, I don't know what the actor's name is, from Iron Man 2?
Were you talking to the right guy?
He absolutely is. Oh my God, we got some copers in chat today. These guys are identical. I think you could play him and you guys wouldn't even notice.
Country. And I
Also, this is happening now. We are it's just everything. When Donald Trump wanted interest rates lower, he started making random threats to Powell. He did this in his first term. They fabricated, or they found some bullshit document accusing one of the governors on the board of the Federal Reserve of like lying on her mortgage documents, fabricating charges in order to get them like kicked out. It turned out, assuming all the reporting is accurate, I forget her name. What was her name? Oh, Lisa Cook. Apparently, assuming the reporting is accurate, this is all just bullshit. They just lied. I don't know why. The idea that they were going to try to pressure her off or fabricate a case, and now we've got an actual indictment now. Right? This indictment has been issued on 2 counts against James Comey, meaning I guess, unless they drop the charges, there will be a trial. And the trial has to do with, bro, I would pay so much money to listen to a Republican try to explain what they think Comey lied about. This is like I don't even have the full detail. It's like McCabe said something about he didn't think that Comey knew a guy was leaking something to the media. And then Comey said something about how he didn't authorize somebody to speak with the media. And then there was a leak in the FBI. And they're trying to say that the leak in the FBI is something that Comey actually did authorize, but he lied to Congress about authorizing this leak. And that's what they're trying to get him on perjury for, relating to, was it relating to Crossfire Hurricane or something? It's so goofy. It is so goofy. It's goofier than the Hunter Biden shit. It's probably going to get dismissed. The indictment against Comey should be dismissed. The indictment is a joke. So lawyers always say the most retarded fucking thing in the world. Actually, I don't know if lawyers say this or if it's common speak, but they'll say this stupid thing where they'll go, you can indict a ham sandwich, okay? Which is true, all right? I believe the evidence that you need for an indictment, I believe, is probable cause, okay? Which is very, very, very easy to get. However, you wouldn't go to a grand jury if you thought the best you could do was probable cause, because to get a conviction in court, you need beyond a reasonable doubt, because it's a crime, right? Criminal stuff. So you only go to a grand jury to get an indictment on the probable cause standard if you think you're going to win in court beyond a reasonable doubt. So while anybody could indict a ham sandwich, you couldn't convict a ham sandwich. right? So you're not just indicting a ham sandwich because you know you'll never get the conviction. There's a reason why federal convictions have like a 97 to 90% success rate, depending on where you're measuring the process from or whatever. Why are they even going after him? Didn't he fuck Hillary hard? No. Well, yes, he did. But Donald Trump, in my opinion, probably colluded directly with Russia in 2016 regarding trying to get information about his political opponents. Almost for sure happened. As part of that, there was an investigation called Crossfire Hurricane from the FBI that Comey was a part of. And as part of that investigation, a lot of people in Trump's circle started to fall to FBI indictments because they kept lying to the FBI about, for like in Flynn's case, talking to Russians. So after Flynn got arrested, Donald Trump pulled in Comey to his office and made everyone else leave to talk to him alone, I think. And I think initially there were other people there, and he was like, hey, so you guys got Flynn, right? And Comey was like, yeah. And Trump was like, wow, that's crazy. I guess you guys are probably all done with that investigation then, huh? And Comey's like, sir, I don't believe I can speak to you at the time. We're doing everything we can, and we'll follow the law and do what we need to do. And Trump's like, yeah. But like, you guys got Flynn, right? So you're probably good on that stuff, right? You think probably? And Comey was like, thank you, Mr. President, and then left. And then Trump was like, fired, get him out of here. Fired him, and he fired Comey for that. 100%. He was obstructing the investigation. Mueller says as much. Most likely obstructing the investigation into the Russia-related shit. And that's why he fucking hates Comey. Now, he lied publicly, and the statement that he issued was he said that he fired Comey related to the Hillary email stuff because of his improper behavior. I don't even know what he alleged there, but nobody believed it. Everybody knew it was bullshit at the time. Everybody publicly and privately knew that it was bullshit. He fired him because he wouldn't kill the investigation into his inner circle and him relating to that Russia stuff. And that's why he hates Comey now. Yeah. They took 3 charges to the grand jury, though, and they only returned a yes on 2 of them. So Comey has a dilemma. The vindictive indictment the Trump Justice Department barely managed to get a grand jury to approve on Thursday is so ill-conceived and incompetently drafted, he should be able to get it through and out at a pretrial motion to dismiss. Legally, he'll be entitled to that, and it would short-circuit the very expensive and punitive litigation process. Yet, the case has been randomly assigned to a Biden appointee in the Eastern District of Virginia, Judge Michael Nachmanoff. Also, remember, okay, judges are your gods, okay? When you're in court, the judge he is the one, he is the judge, okay? So the last thing you want to do, in my opinion, is start shitting on the judge. Bro, this website is crazy. Like, oh, this is my president, the president of the United States of America, new permanent teeth in 24 hours. Here's how. I don't even know. Your normal teeth aren't even permanent teeth. They can fall out. I don't know what counts as permanent. What the fuck? Shocking discovery. Arteries can be cleansed at home. Really? Manually? It is Kristi Noem. This website. I like how she looks like she has the Mar-a-Lago look. Can I date a Trump Mar-a-Lago person? Oh my God. This is, I've been asked by many people about the life and times of Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart. Such an interesting, who the fuck asked for this? Can we declassify the Earhart files? What? Holy shit. This guy's like no blood cells. He's got like 20 of them. Oh my God, another Trump woman we can date. Right from Mar-a-Lago. Pregnant women, don't use Tylenol unless absolutely necessary. Don't give Tylenol to your young child for virtually any reason. Break up the MMR shot into 3 totally separate shots, not mixed. That's what totally separate means, thanks. Take chicken pox shot separately. Take hepatitis B shot at 12 years old or older. And importantly, take vaccine in 5 separate medical visits. What is happening? My country. The way this arm breaks this up, it almost looks like 570% of Americans approve of President Donald J. Trump. What is this autism about separating the MMR vaccine? I don't know. I don't know where this came from. It's just so fucking retarded. Also, yeah, this is Photoshop, motherfucker. You're not that slim. What is wrong with you? Damn, there must be some lonely ass motherfuckers. A radical left Democrat scam. FBI bombshell. 274 agents sent to Capitol for J6. That was your FBI, motherfucker? You were the president. What are you talking about? These were people that were like called to the Capitol and everything in response to the violence, by the way. They're trying to make this sound like they were there preemptively causing it all. Although for some reason, we don't see any of these people on tape. Save the babies. Is this an abortion ad or Tylenol, anti-Tylenol ad? We'll be imposing a 50% tariff on all kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, and associated products. Why? Do you understand that this is like indistinguishable from like a boomer Facebook feed? The vaccine separation comes from the old Wakefield memes. The first vaccine maybe leads to autism. So he was advocating. No, yeah, like I know. But it's not like it's. I'm just saying like it goes against everything that they talk about, right? Like if the vaccine companies are so greedy, if Big Pharma is so greedy, why would they give us all the vaccines at once? Why wouldn't they break it up into 3 separate shots so they can charge us on 3 separate visits, right? Like, wouldn't that be like? It's just the logic is just so stupid. Oh, cool. Their embedded video play doesn't work either. What the fuck is this an ad for? Detoxify? It looks like brown sugar being thrown into a vat of old hamburger helper macaroni shit. What is this? President Trump signs executive order saving TikTok. Motherfucker, you're the one that wanted to take TikTok down. Bro, this site is crazy. Can I just find the one where he's shitting on the judge? We've only gone back a day. More big booby Mar-a-Lago girls? What the fuck? Fucking Benny Johnson. Oh my God. Is it possible because the vaccines are often subsidized by the government, they're not as profitable, so they might as well just woke it? Are vaccines subsidized by the government? When you say subsidized by the government, do you just mean like covered by like Medicaid or Medicare or the edge? Who is that? Am I supposed to know who this is? Or wait, is that Trump's daughter-in-law? No. This isn't Trump Jr., right? Is that Trump and the widow behind? In the window, you mean? That's an amalgam of Ted Cruz, J.D. Vance, and Trump Jr. Wait, who is it? Wait, what a great couple. Congratulations, President Donald J. Trump. Who is this? What does he tell her to look at? Bro. Look at his shoe. What the fuck? Wait, do you normally have that much toe space in the top of your shoe? Or is this like a special shoe? Or... this Peter Pan motherfucker. Wait, what is... Like, what's happening here? Oh, his heel came out. Never mind. Oh, it's Dan Scavino. That's who this is. He congratulates them. Holy shit! Trump just called out the UN for running the global warming scam. Whoa! Doesn't work. Okay. Doesn't work. Okay. Dem turns red after Rubio calls him out on live TV. Like the gang member you had margaritas with?
I have to tell you directly and personally that I regret voting for you for Secretary of State. I yield back.
May I respond?
You may sit.
Well, first of all, your regret for voting for me confirms I'm doing a good job based on what I know.
Well, that's
on
just
your
a
record and
flippant
what
statement,
you stand
Mr.
for.
Secretary.
Can I respond, Mr. Chairman?
You may.
I didn't ask.
Senator,
questions.
please let the Secretary have
I'd be
the floor.
happy to, but then I can respond to his.
Your time's up, Senator, and willfully used, I might add.
Well-
your remarks do not represent the view of this committee.
Well, Mr. Chairman-
Secretary, please.
Well, I'd like to. I can't respond to everything he said because much of these are untrue, but I'll go through a few. First of all, I'm actually very proud of the work we've done with USAID. For example, I don't regret cutting $10 million for male circumcisions in Mozambique. I don't know how that makes us stronger and more prosperous as a nation. I don't regret psychosocial support.
So in places where there's high, I don't know if this is true for Mozambique, but in places with high prevalence of HIV, circumcision is considered a decently protective factor against transmission of HIV from one person to the next. But
Services.
I raised
USAID.
Sudan, Mr. Secretary.
Can I respond,
not
Mr. Chairman, or do I-
Senator, I'd ask you to suspend. You had
also, $10 million? Ted Cruz uncovers a hidden scandal that could invalidate every Biden pardon. Why the fuck do I have news from radio when I could just go through Donald Trump's Truth Social every day? Fuck! Because they don't work. Trump stuns reporters after declaring Barack Obama will face justice. Kamala Harris, who is dumb as a rock. Okay, I can't do it. I'm not strong enough. I'm sorry. Can somebody just link me his truth? He shits on the judge I don't even know if people remember what side quests are on right now. Highly respected president of Argentina, Javier Milei. There's no, we didn't actually approve. We're not doing a bailout for another fucking country, are we? That's not actually happening, is it? 6 days. Fuck, I missed it. Anyway, Trump was shitting on the judge on this upcoming Comey case, I think.
This is not a conspiracy theory. This is not speculation. This is documented fact. For years, they told us Trump was the threat to democracy, but the real threat...
Donald J. Trump Truth Social. The irony of an AI-generated Guy Fawkes mask reading us stuff from a fascist.
was the attempt to remove him. On December 9, 2016, inside the Obama White House, a classified meeting took place. Present were CIA Director John Brennan, DNI James Clapper, FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, and several senior officials.
Oh, this is crazy. Whether you like corrupt James Comey or not, and I can't imagine too many people liking him, he lied. It is not a complex lie. It's a very simple but important one. There is no way he can explain his way out of it. He is a dirty cop and always has been, but he was just assigned a crooked Joe Biden appointed judge. So he's off to a very good start. Jesus.
Barack Obama was there, and what they discussed would become the most coordinated political deception in U.S. history.
Wow.
Just days earlier, an internal intelligence
This is what my debate with Rob Knorr was about, by the way.
community report concluded Russia had not altered the outcome of the 26 election. On December 7, DNI Clapper reaffirmed it. Quote, foreign adversaries did not use cyber attacks on critical infrastructure to alter the U.S. presidential election outcome. End quote. But that wasn't the story the Obama administration wanted. So after that White House meeting, Clapper's executive assistant sent out an email. The order: prepare a new intelligence assessment, one that aligned.
These are the videos my uncle sends me, chat. True.
And welcome to
Wait, I heard this was a big meme. It's ASIC Schrader. And you can go fuck yourself.
Ayuda! Help! Help your hand! Help me! Help me! We are police. Help me! Help me! Help me! It's high! ¡Con la recompensa! ¡Ayuda! 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 Help me! Help me! Help me! Ayuda!
He must carry with a round in the chamber, right? There's got to be one loaded. He's got that gun is at that's a dick aiming gun with no trigger guard.
Ayuda! Help me! Help me! Ayúdame! Ayúdame! Help me! Help me! Ayuda! 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 Help me! Help me! Ayuda! Hey, look at this motherfucker! Ayuda! Right there! Ayúdame! They're trying to kill me! Ayúdame! Ayúdame! That's how they treat people!
Oh! I gotta look at the chat for a second.
That's how they treat people! Why papers? What kind of papers? You trying to kill me? Hay algo médico! Hay algo médico!
This guy's jiu-jitsu with glasses on.
Put the gun down! Put the gun down! Why are you shooting at me? Put the gun down! Why are you trying to shoot at me? You're gonna shoot at me?
Can you tell me why this guy's even fighting back? What is he expecting to just get away and ICE to give up? I mean, if he can break free and run away, maybe he can run away, but To be clear, as unpopular as it is, okay, not all deportations are bad. I don't know why this guy is being arrested. It's possible that he needs to be deported. I don't have enough information to say on this. But...
Point the gun. We have it. Yes. See how you're trying to put the gun on me? Put the gun down. What, you trying to shoot me? Go ahead, shoot me. Hey, shoot me. Put the gun down. Boy, you trying to shoot me? What's your name? Yeah.
Mag on the ground. Well, hey, he doesn't need it, does he?
What's your name? Put the gun on me. Go ahead. I ain't fucking scared. What's your name? Yeah, he trying to shoot me. Get out of here.
That's not a mag. That's pepper spray. What? This here? Unless there's a pepper spray thing that looks exactly like an exposed 9mm cartridge coming out of the top of the magazine.
Ayuda! Ayuda! Help me! Help me! Help me! Ayuda! Help me! Help me! Ayúdame! Ayúdame! Help
Or did he drop something else?
Help me! Ayuda! 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 Help me! Help me! Ayuda! Ayúdame! Ayuda! Right there! Ayúdame! They're trying to kill me! Ayúdame! Ayúdame! That's a lot of people! A lot of papers! What papers? What? You trying to kill me?
What? That absolutely looks like a magazine. Did somebody on Reddit claim it wasn't a magazine? It's a pepper spray, and that's why you're saying it's pepper spray? This looks like a magazine. It's got the butt at the bottom where you would smack it in or whatever. No? Whoa. Or am I missing something? Or it's not a magazine. I swear to God, I'm looking for the source. Is there pepper spray that looks like this? I'm gonna be honest. I haven't seen like a lot of pepper spray cans before. Maybe there is. But this looks like what he was holding in his hand over here. I don't know why he has a mag out.
Ayuda! Help me! Help me! Help me! Ayuda! Help me! Help me! Ayúdame!
Here's a different view. Extra mag for holster? Yeah, did it must maybe got knocked out of his thing or whatever? I got tricked. I think it is a mag. Okay, fuck you. Yeah, my guess is it just fell out of his thing, or the guy opened a pouch and it came out or whatever, so.
Ayúdame! No, help me! Help! Help me! Get the fuck out of America! Look at it! Look at his face! Hey, I am America! I am America! Watch his back.
What kind of, does anybody know what kind of pistol this is? The mag looked like metally, like not the cheap Glock polymer. I loved Glocks, by the way, so when I say cheap, I don't mean that derisively, but this doesn't look like a Glock. I don't know what kind of pistol this is.
I am America! Watch his back. Hey! Ayuda! 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 Go ahead, he's trying to shoot me. That's what he does. Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! I am America! I love you, America! I love America!
I wish I had like the start of this interaction.
I'm right here. I'm right here.
Ayuda! Ayuda! No tengo, no dice. Con Mendoza. Ah. Ayúdame. I'm born to see. I'm born to see. Ayuda, Evelyn.
What is your name?
Ayúdame.
What's your name?
I am America.
¿Qué es su
I am
nombre?
America. I'm DC. I'm born to see. Hey.
Oh, it's a 320. Their new. Ooh, I think didn't a report come out that said that the that last shot from Sig that went off quote unquote automatically, that apparently the dude lied and it didn't go off automatically? Poor Sig.
Hey, ayúdame.
Go. ¿Qué es su nombre?
Ayúdame. Get your name and badge number.
¿Qué es su nombre?
Then get the badge number and name. No, mama. No. Hey.
¿Qué es su
What the
nombre?
heck is? ¿Qué es su nombre? Hágase usted. Right here. ¡Hey! ¡Ayúdame! ¡Ayúdame! ¡Hey! ¡Policía!
Oh, time to farm some hate from my audience. Without knowing what this guy's being arrested for, I don't know what else they can do. This looks like a decently large, like adult-sized man. Like they've got him on the ground. The problem is if you let him up, the guy seems like he's super resisting. If the guy runs or whatever, then what are you doing? You're chasing him. Like the chance of having to kill the dude probably increase exponentially. Or if the guy starts fighting and you have to kill him, or some crazy shit like that happens, who knows? I don't know why they have him in the middle of the street, but they could have chased him out to here. I have no idea. I don't know what the background is to how any of this started. But like clearly the guy is like not in the cooperative mindset.
¡Policía! ¡Policía! ¿Qué es su nombre? ¡Ayúdame! You want to take him home? No! ¿Qué es su nombre? Are you going to take him home? I can ask his name. Are you going to take him home? You want him? Huh? You want him? Are you going to take care of him? Well, why are you arresting him? Are you going to take care of him? Why are you arresting him? Because he's a criminal? What did he do? Why? Because I don't know you, sir. Oh, no, but I wasn't going to help him. You were coming. Oh, but I was coming right there. I don't know you. I don't know you. I have to protect my people.
Okay, I don't know anything about policing or federal policing, but I feel like there should be a standard set of lines that you probably are trained and have memorized when dealing with the public. Public is never going to like watching you arrest somebody. So I feel like there should always be a standard set of like, stay back, sir, I'm doing my job, and that's it. And you just don't say anything else. I don't know why you would try to debate somebody or engage somebody in conversation here. It just seems like it can only lead to bad outcomes.
I have to protect my people. That's it. I understand. That's it. That's it. You don't have to put a gun on me. You were coming my way. You were coming my way. I don't know you. Hello. Ah, suéltame. I don't want to break his arm. Bro, I do not want to break your arm. ¡Ayuda! ¡Me está matando! Hey, Brandon, quédate atrás. ¡Suéltame! ¡Suéltame! ¡Ah! ¡Ayúdame! ¡Quédate atrás! ¡Ah! Grab leggers. Grab leggers.
House cases to watch on your phone? What makes them good cases for the phone? Do they like...
It's better to think the man
Works got banged.
Are they like vertically edited? Oh my god.
All the words are completely jumbled.
Or all of them like this? They're not. Never mind. I just didn't have it full screen. I'm fucking retarded. Forget I said that. What did make the deep state freak out? Tell us, Sean.
Hannity, so last night it took, the legacy media mob about, 30 seconds to try and...
You are the legacy media. I used to listen to this guy on the radio when I was in high school. How long have you been in mainstream media, my friend? If anybody is the legacy media, it is literally you.
Jimmy Kimmel, James Comey, turn him into a martyr, a victim. Well, that means, to turn Comey into a martyr, but do not be fooled. The left, the media mob, they have peddled their lies, their conspiracy theories for years. They've done breathlessly, 24/7, every second, minute, hour of every day. They even got awards for their horrible work. They should return them. They never will. But here's the truth tonight. James Comey, the former FBI director, is not the victim of a weaponized Department of Justice. Here's the fact. The biggest victim of government weaponization, corruption, abuse of power in American history is a man by the name of Donald J. Trump. He has been the target of a long-running deep state conspiracy at the local level, state level, federal level. Nobody on the left ever condemned any of this. They were just willing to sit quietly by because they didn't like him. Oh, because you don't like somebody, you'll weaponize the Department of Justice, the FBI, or intel community. But they were willing to accept a lot of government weaponization as long as Donald Trump was the victim. Now, we did ask FBI Director Kash Patel about this very conspiracy. He calls it the Grand Conspiracy on this show last month. Take a look. But there's been a lot of talk and a lot written about the investigation into a grand conspiracy. To the extent possible, what can you tell us about that? In other words, that this is long-standing. If it is, in fact, a grand conspiracy, the statute of limitations would be eliminated. Is that what the investigation is about?
Well, Sean, what we're doing is building a case for the American public under the Truth and Transparency and Accountability Initiative. And what I mean by that is AG Bondi brilliantly highlighted our partners, Director Ratcliffe at the CIA and Director Gabbard over at the DNI. We are working with them because the documents that would facilitate an investigation of this magnitude don't just rest at the FBI and DOJ. They're throughout the intelligence community.
Now, tonight, we're going to give you the definitive point-by-point rundown of how this conspiracy, or as Cash calls it, grand conspiracy against President Trump, has been unfolding over the past decade, from the moment he and Melania Trump came down that escalator at Trump Tower. Remember a guy by the name of Mark Elias? Remember him? His name always comes up during election years. Well, at the time, he worked for a law firm called Perkins Coie. We talked a lot about it, which, by the way, worked for both the DNC and the Clinton campaign back in 2016. In April of that year, Elias hired that research firm. Remember, we talked a lot about it, Fusion GPS, and they assembled op research on Donald Trump. Fusion GPS then hires a guy, a British firm, to help, and that resulted in the hiring of a former MI6 agent, his name, Christopher Steele. We talked a lot about him. Steele assembled a series of documents that later put together we'll call the dossier, filled with salacious, completely, totally, now proven, debunked, and false information about Donald Trump. And this bought and paid for Russian disinformation dossier was all paid for by the Clinton campaign. Remember in July of 2016, then FBI agent Peter Strzok, remember him? The guy who told his lover in a text message that they would stop Trump from becoming president, and that they had an insurance policy. Now, that they had opened a counterintelligence investigation into the Trump campaign on the basis of a rumor. Bar talk, as Senator Lindsey Graham said on our show last night. He will join us and explain in more detail. And then on July 5th, 2016, James Comey let Hillary Clinton walk. Remember that infamous press conference? No reasonable prosecutor would prosecute. He admitted to the world that she mishandled top secret classified information. No reasonable.
Every single one of these is like a shred of truth that's like morphed into a conspiracy. By the way, and Hannity would know this, because Hannity also fucking hated Trump. All these guys hated Trump when he first came out. When Peter Strzok was texting with a partner on like a private line, they were not talking about like, we're going to stop Trump by any means necessary. The broad consensus was just that like Trump had probably done something wrong and they were going to find out and they were going to stop him as a result of that. Now, the FBI never fabricated charges against Trump. Nothing ever came out there where they were like, oh, well, we're going to get him no matter what and make shit up. That never happened. So it would seem strange that there are all these conspiracies behind the scenes to stick anything they can to Trump, but somehow none of it ever materialized. Why not? Why did it never happen? Like, what happened under Biden that Merrick Garland, dragged his feet for so long? Or why was there this whole deep state apparatus about this Russiagate stuff that only like seemed to materialize after the election? Like, none of this actually makes sense. They always have like all of these things where they'll like have this like thread of a conspiracy and they'll try to sell it to you. It's like, okay, cool. Well, show me where this comes out at the end, because why the fuck didn't anything come of it? They do the same thing when they're like, oh, you guys are making fun of Republicans for being anti-vax. What about these 5 statements that Democrats made about the vaccine? Oh, interesting. Well, let's see how those were taken. What was the uptake on the vaccine? Oh, it was predominantly Democrats versus Republicans. Most of the people that didn't get vaccinated were overwhelmingly conservative. So what happened there? Seems like those statements weren't read that way. I don't know how they were intended, but it seems like nobody in the electorate took them that way. And there wasn't this huge consensus across the electorate that we shouldn't take vaccines. So why are you even making these stupid fucking comparisons? Even what he just said here, mishandling classified information is not a crime. The mens rea for the conviction here has to do with knowingly mishandling the classified information. That's the crime part. That's the criminal aspect of it. That's why you don't get prosecuted simply for having a classified document or whatever outside of a SCIF. It's if you knowingly took something outside of a SCIF or knowingly maintained it outside of a secured area.
He admitted to the world that she mishandled top secret classified information. No reasonable prosecutor would do that unless you're raiding Mar-a-Lago. And then in September 2016, according again to Senator Graham, the FBI was warned by the intelligence community as early as August of that year that the Clinton campaign planned to manufacture a Trump-Russia scandal to distract from the Clinton email case, if you recall, which was big news at the time. Comey says he never remembers any of that ever happening. Lindsey Graham calls that claim stunning. The night I interviewed him, I said, I don't believe him. Lindsey said, neither do I. And I told Lindsey that night that exact thing. And by the way, it's sure hard to believe him because by October 2016, James Comey's FBI, they were using Hillary Clinton's debunked false Russian disinformation dossier. Just to remind you, the one that claimed that Donald Trump was in the Ritz-Carlton with hookers that were urinating on him. Completely false. It was a lie from the beginning. But it became the basis of not 1, but 4 FISA applications, 3 of which were signed by James Comey to allow them to ruin the life of one Carter Page and spy on American citizens, but also giving a backdoor to not only the Trump campaign, but after he won his transition team and then into his first presidency in 2017. Comey and his friends now say the dossier, it wasn't enough to warrant FISA surveillance. I'm going to play that tape in a minute. Donald Trump was elected the 45th president of the United States. That was November 8th, 2016. Now, we have new information thanks to Tulsi Gabbard and her recent declassification.
The Steele dossier was never published, was it? It was published after the election by BuzzFeed.
We now know that on December 7th, 2016, then DNI Director James Clapper was told the intel community assessed. We're talking about career, rank and file, senior intelligence officials, the people that do the hard work, that Russia had not impacted the outcome of the election. Well, Then, according to this declassified information, President Obama did not like that assessment of the election intelligence officials, the people that do the hard work, that Russia had not impacted the outcome of the election. Well,
that's not what they said. That was never any statements. They always have the quotes here, and they're very careful, at least when they quote it, although not when he was talking about it right now. He just lied right now, but this entire broadcast is a fucking lie, and everybody involved in this shit should be Nuremberg. The thing was that Russia was not altering votes. Not that they weren't trying to interfere in any way, size, shape, or form. It said they weren't altering votes.
Then
That's why this quote here is, foreign adversaries did not use cyber attacks on election infrastructure.
This declassified information, President Obama did not like that assessment. According to Gabbard, she said it on this show about this story. He wasn't happy, so he wanted another intelligence assessment. She told us what happened next. Take a look.
This is conflating what the same mistake that Rob Noor made. Obama did not disregard the intelligence assessment and ask for another one. He was getting daily briefings, and then by the time the election was over and before he was on the way out, he just wanted them to put together like a comprehensive overview of all the ways that the impact, or what was it, the different ways that Russia had an impact on the election. What is it called? We had the presidential daily briefings with the PDBs. What's the abbreviation? It's a 3-letter. I put it in that thing with Rob Noor. Fuck, what am I trying to think of? I think it was in my debate prep form. ICA? Oh, an intelligence. He wanted an intelligence community assessment on Russia's involvement with everything. That's what he asked for. The ICAs and the PDBs were not the same thing, though.
The December 9th meeting, we declassified and released what they call the summary of conclusions from that meeting. Then DNI James Clapper took the lead on what President Obama wanted done, and which was essentially create a document that tells us not if, but how Russia interfered with the election. President Obama delivered the conclusion that he wanted the intelligence community to reach, and
no evidence of any of that. This villainous lying cunt has never produced any evidence of that whatsoever.
Directed them to find and essentially create and manufacture the intelligence to support.
Also not true.
The conclusion that President Obama wanted to deliver to the American people. Once that document was drafted, the deep state kicked into gear and did what they usually do. They started leaking this classified information out to their friends at the Washington Post and others who are working hand in glove with the deep state.
So understand what Tulsi's saying there. Originally, the dossier was designed to defeat Donald Trump. Well, then the intel community had an assessment. Wasn't liked by the likes of Obama.
The dossier was designed to beat Donald Trump. Wasn't published until after the election, by the way. And then the intelligence community was brought together to stop or destroy Donald Trump, but, didn't do anything until after the election. What's going on here? This is the shittiest election rig ever, where they're doing it all after the vote. It was after Donald Trump already won. This sucks. My deep state sucks. Hello?
He orders a new assessment with a predetermined outcome. Then the dossier is used not only for FISA warrants, but to also sabotage an incoming president. As a matter of fact, 10 days before Donald Trump was sworn into office, on January 10, 2017, BuzzFeed, they published the Steele dossier. Democrats, the legacy media...
Oh, shit. This changes everything. Wait. Kash Patel says FBI found bullets in Comey's possession that had, quote, "I knowingly made false statements under oath during a congressional hearing on September 30th, 2020, end quote, etched in them."
The mob started pushing the narrative that Russia helped Donald Trump win using Hillary Clinton's bought and paid for dirty Russian dossier. The left, liberals, all the legacy media mob, all willing to accept what turned out to be very early on debunked.
Like, January 10th, this was after the election, bro. What the fuck?
Lies as a fact. The left didn't care. They still don't care. They wanted to believe the absolute worst because they hated. They didn't think Donald Trump would win. They hated the fact that he won. The FBI investigation continued even after Donald Trump took office, even after they knew the dossier, the basis for all this was garbage because they had pushed out Steele by that point. When Donald Trump fired Comey for being bad at his job, the deep state, they freaked out. May 17th, you might recall, 2017, Rod Rosenstein.
Pushed out Steele. Steele was never working for the FBI. I don't know what that means.
He appointed Robert Mueller as a special counsel to investigate the, quote, Trump-Russia collusion. That never happened. And we all knew that there was no Trump-Russia collusion. Mueller brought no charges. Trump defeated the Russia hoax. It took 3 years, but they had set the trap. And the deep state attacks on him unrelenting. And then in the fall, if you look at the grand conspiracy that Kash Patel is talking about, okay, it wasn't just 2016 because they wanted to use fake information to stop Trump. Then they wanted to sabotage him when he became president. In the fall of 2020, move to the next election. All right, Russia's behind us. Impeachment 1 is behind us. The FBI put cinder blocks on the scales of that election. Remember the Hunter Biden laptop scandal? Well, we now know that the FBI verified the authenticity of Hunter's laptop in March of 2020. But guess what? They didn't tell anybody. But they did meet weekly with big tech and social media companies all summer.
What would they didn't tell anybody. Why would the FBI ever make a public announcement about that ever? That's not normal. Why would they say anything about it? What does that even mean? They didn't tell anybody? What were they supposed to tell you? What?
Long, warning them to be on the lookout for some type of Russian-generated misinformation. The negative stories may be about Hunter, it may be about Joe Biden. Remember 51 former intelligence officials that never, ever, ever saw the laptop. They signed that letter, falsely claiming the laptop story was Russian disinformation. The FBI did nothing to correct the record. They were pre-bunking it with big tech. Now, remember one other point. The FBI also knew that story was going to break because they knew Bob Costello, great attorney, who was then Rudy Giuliani's attorney, had a copy of it. They knew the likelihood of that being made public was very, very high. Anyway, Trump faced the same left-wing tactics. Liberals were willing to accept all of this. On August 8th, 2022, Mar-a-Lago was raided. Now we're heading into a third presidential election. More cinder blocks. They didn't treat Hillary Clinton this way.
Why was that? Why was Mar-a-Lago raided? Was that... Do we just skip through all of that?
Anyway, Trump faced the same left-wing tactics. Liberals were willing to accept all of this. On August 8th, 2022, Mar-a-Lago was raided. Now we're heading into a third presidential...
We don't go over Trump begging Zelensky to publicly announce false investigations into his rival son. None of that. We're going to just skip past all of the impeachment stuff. Okay, gotcha.
Election. More cinder blocks. They didn't treat Hillary Clinton this way. They didn't treat Joe Biden this way. No, they turned Mar-a-Lago upside down. Even Trump had given them open access to Mar-a-Lago, going through Melania's closet.
Literally, he did not. That actually definitely did not happen. They were super unresponsive to almost everything, but okay.
No, they turned Mar-a-Lago upside down. Even Trump had given them open access to Mar-a-Lago, going through Melania's closet, Barron's closet, all in the name of a false prosecution that completely ignored Donald Trump's protections under the Presidential Records Act, something that neither Hillary nor Joe Biden had with their top secret classified information. Trump was...
What are you talking about? There was literally a special counsel this was her, that was literally appointed to do the investigation into Biden's stuff. What do you? It was taken more seriously. The one thing they found in his fucking garage was taken more seriously than Donald Trump being on record with classified, military plans, saying on record, "I know I should have declassified these, but I didn't."
Cooperating. He gave him access to the entire property, all 22 acres of it, not 18 million, closer to $1.5 billion. And even after moving out of New York.
By the way, there are still I think 12 boxes that he loaded up and flew north to New York. I still think we have no idea where those are. I don't think we were ever able to account for those.
New York City, talking about Donald Trump in this particular case. Even after moving out, Trump wasn't safe in Florida on September 21st, 2022. Remember, New York Attorney General Tish James, the one that said she's going after one man, Donald Trump, one family, the Trump family, one business, the Trump organization.
There were already investigations into him.
They're publicly promising to sue him and running on a platform of doing so. She tried to destroy his business, destroy him as promised, and get the whole thing shut down. They lied and said Mar-a-Lago was worth $18 million. Think about this. No Democrat said, wait a minute, that's not true. That's not accurate. You go to Realtor.com, Zillow.com, you can look up the valuation of a property like that in Palm Beach, Florida. I'm telling you, as a resident of Florida, it's closer to over $1 billion. By the way, I would have bought it at that price. I would have found the money some way. It is worth that much. And by the way, that judgment has since been vacated. Another hoax. Manhattan DA attorney Alvin Bragg, remember? He ran on the promise also to get Trump. March 30th, 2023. He kept his promise by creating a new crime so he could be the first prosecutor to charge a former president with a felony. And he turned an expired misdemeanor. In other words, the statute of limitations had run out. It's a misdemeanor to have a non-disclosure agreement, even if you're accusing him of it. Turns out perfectly legal, happens in business every day. He was labeled a legal expense and paid as a legal expense. And on August 1st, 2023, Biden's weaponized DOJ, they indicted Trump for contesting the results of the 2020 election. That case has since been dismissed. 2 weeks later, Fulton County, Georgia, DA, remember Fani Willis, also indicted Trump for contesting the results of the 2020 election. Things that Stacey Abrams and Hillary Clinton have done. And remember, she put her boyfriend in charge of that prosecution. She was later removed from the case, which, again, has since fallen apart.
What about Biden's classified docs inside of his garage? What about them? He turned all of those over. What do you mean? Why do you think they even knew they were there?
Anyone on the left say anything about any of these false prosecutions? Nope. They celebrate it. They care about the double standard? Nope. They care about the FISA warrants being based on a bought and paid for Russian disinformation dossier? Nope. They didn't care about any double standard. The entire justice system, the entire deep state, the entire legacy media mob, all weaponized against one man, one family, one organization, and it was designed to destroy him. The left has been so radicalized by their Trump derangement syndrome, they know the media will go along with their lies, peddled conspiracies, and they will resort to anything to get Donald Trump. They can't beat him in the arena of ideas. This is where the corruption lies, and that's the topic of our discussion here. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News.
It's just so crazy how, with the Trump stuff, all of that is just super out in the open. All the fake electors calling people to the Capitol, saying that they needed to overturn the other state stuff, trying to rig the election in 2020. All of it is just so out in the open for everybody to see. But this completely unobservable conspiracy, half of which happened apparently while Trump was president. We just can't find any strong evidence for it anywhere. Jesus. Laura Loomer alerts Trump to Microsoft hiring deep state agent. Trump demands him to be fired. Just in, after I alert President Trump to the fact that Microsoft has hired Lisa Monaco to be their new president of global affairs, he's just called on Microsoft to terminate her employment. What the fuck? Okay. We have our conductor elections in like 8 minutes. Just seeing what we're... Oh, God.
Grip.
Stop.
Stability. Precision.
Would you rather have as president? Am I get triggered watching this?
Which would you rather have as president? Justin Trudeau or Donald Trump?
Ooh, you don't like me, do you?
I love you. I love you.
I don't know.
No,
Neither. I don't like either.
So, which would you prefer if you had to make a choice?
Oh, they're both so corrupt. Gun to my head.
Did Trudeau really do super
Probably
corrupt
Trudeau.
stuff? What did Trudeau even do?
Amazing.
You wanna
But again,
repeat
that's
that?
gun to my head, okay? I'm not opting for either.
Right on.
The cat gets in the way of the camera. It's always cute whenever I see it. Oh my God. What is he looking for? Hello? This is child abuse. Is she having to is she learning the solfege in fixed do? Is she practicing that, or is this just the lyrics to the whatever the fuck she's... Oh my God. Another cat meme.
He was molested as a baby boy, messed up his head and even changed the way he played with toys.
Okay.
Dumb. To this day, so much of the dumb fuck nonsense that I see online from people who think like, oh, I'm pro-Palestine too. I'm just pro-Palestine in not this direction, but some other fucking unforeseeable direction. No matter where I go, when I see these fucking comments like, Hassan, isn't that guy like, doesn't he glaze terrorists from some of the dumbest right-wingers of all time? And even some fucking dumb fuck liberals who don't know any better. It all stems back to the same deplatforming initiatives that ultimately...
I mean, you do, though. Like, what do you mean? You do, though. What?
...failed, conducted by Sex Pestany, who ruined his own fucking career once again, and also his partner in crime, Ethan fucking Klein, who not only was aligning himself and utilizing Sex Pestany's own clips out of context compilations, something that even Barry Weiss has done for the Free Press, by the way, and now she will be in charge of CBS.
Out of
Shouts
context.
out to the Ellison family for that wonderful, wonderful new voice, an underrepresented voice in mainstream news. Not only did he use those clips out of context to drive home an incredibly
Out of
racist
context,
narrative,
racist,
that a critic of Israel was actually a terrorist, a Muslim critic of Israel was actually a terrorist, over and over again, really leaning into those Islamophobic sentiments, weaponizing it like it was nothing, on the wrong fucking side of a goddamn genocide. But also, even went as far as to directly, materially align with Destiny's partner, his podcast co-host, Dan Saltman, a 60-year-old psychopath.
The older the psychopath, the more potent their psychopathy.
Like, doesn't care about the American people. I think, like, January 6th is the least, like, doesn't care about the American. To this day, so much of the dumb fuck nonsense that I see.
Oh, back up. I ain't gonna lie, back up. What you wanna do? We're gonna fucking flame it up right quick. You know what I'm saying? Make it a little hot, you know what I'm saying? Make sure it's hot and ready. Yeah. Tom, what you say, Tom? Chicken Big Mac, nigga, you a fucking Jew. Fuck out of here. Woo! Little tear around Raekwon, make sure you watching. Cause when you work with Raekwon, lead it with Raekwon. So when you work with Raekwon, you know what I'm saying? You gotta know how to work it, cause this shit, like, you're really heavy duty, you know what I'm talking about? So you gotta make sure you're not working.
These guys okay back here?
Tom, I swear to God.
Well, that wasn't that bad. He'd call him a Jew, you know. I thought it was going to be a lot worse, but all right. You know. Jesus, bro, are you okay?
No, stop, stay still, stay fucking still, bitch.
Okay.
And he wanted to bring the same, since if Bernie Sanders were president, right? And he wanted to bring the same ideas as for socialism into this country. Yeah. Do you think that we would benefit?
Yeah.
But I just told you Venezuela's eating rats.
But I just want people to have health care, honey. I don't want, like...
Well...
Same thing Hugo Chavez.
Oh my God.
When he was taking power in Venezuela.
You people have, like, worms in your brain, honestly.
I can't tell who I hate more just because of her accent. Oh, man. That's a close one. That girl is now insane and is a Red Scare Alex Jones enjoyer based.